My name is Elena. I am 24 years old, and I was born in a small town in India. When I was a little girl, the idea of America felt like pure magic. I used to see pictures in magazines and on television, endless glass towers, sparkling clean streets, bright neon lights at night, and smiling people who looked like they had no worries in the world. Everywhere around me, people repeated the same phrase, "America is the land of dreams." They said life there was perfect, that if you went to America, you would never struggle again. I believed it. I believed it with the kind of innocence only a child can carry. I remember summer nights on the rooftop of our house. The stars stretched endlessly above me, and I would close my eyes and imagine myself walking through New York City. In my dreams, I wore a smart dress, carried a cup of coffee in one hand and a bag in the other. I imagined living in a cozy apartment, studying in college during the day, and laughing with friends from all over the world in the evening. In my imagination, America had no sadness, no struggle, no pain. It was a paradise where everyone was free and happy. That dream became the fuel that pushed me through school. I studied hard, worked harder, and spent countless nights reading English books when my friends were already asleep. Finally, last year, that dream became reality. I was granted a student visa to study in New York City. The day I left India is one I will never forget. At the airport, my mother hugged me so tightly that I could feel her tears soaking into my shoulder. "Take care of yourself, Beta," she whispered with a trembling voice. My father pressed a small packet into my hand and said, "Open this only when you feel lonely." I smiled, trying to be brave, and promised them, "I'll be fine. I'll make you proud." When the plane landed in New York, my heart raced with excitement. Everything felt surreal. The huge airport, the cold air, the rush of voices all around me speaking in English. I sat in the taxi staring out of the window at the towering buildings, the flashing billboards, and the endless crowd of people. My heart whispered, "This is it. My new life begins now." At first, everything was magical. The city buzzed with life at every corner. I saw restaurants serving food from every country, shops filled with things I had never seen before, and people from cultures I had only read about. My first night in my rented room, I stood by the window and watched the city lights glittering in the distance. I whispered to myself, "This is paradise." But slowly, the cracks began to show. I had been warned that America was expensive, but no one had prepared me for how expensive it really was. The tiny room I rented, just one bed, one small table, and a cupboard, cost more than what my father earned in an entire month. Every small thing drained my savings. Groceries were costly, bus tickets were costly, even a simple cup of coffee was 2 or 3 times more than I had expected. My savings melted away, and I had no choice but to find work. I managed to get a part-time job in a small cafe. My shifts began in the evening and ended late at night. I cleaned tables, washed dishes, and served coffee to customers. At first, I told myself it was easy, but standing for hours left my feet swollen and aching. My hands smelled of soap and coffee long after the shift was over, and by the time I returned to my room, my back hurt so badly I could barely fall asleep. One night, after finishing work past midnight, I walked home alone. The streets were dark, quiet, and almost empty. The sound of my own footsteps echoed in the cold night. Every shadow made me uneasy. Back in India, Nights were filled with people talking and laughing, neighbors sitting outside, children running in the streets. Here, I felt completely alone. It was during one of these lonely walks that I saw something that broke my heart. A man sat on the sidewalk wrapped in an old blanket. His hair was messy, his face pale with exhaustion. He looked up at me and said softly, "Do you have $1?" "I am hungry." I froze for a moment. I barely had enough money for myself, but I gave him the little change I had in my pocket. He smiled weakly and whispered, "God bless you." That moment stayed with me. From then on, I began noticing more and more homeless people around the city. Some slept under bridges, some on sidewalks with newspapers as blankets, some muttering to themselves as the world passed them by. That was the day I realized America was not the perfect paradise I had imagined. The next challenge I faced was loneliness. Back home in India, neighbors would visit without invitation. We shared food, we celebrated festivals together, and life always felt connected. Here, in this huge city filled with millions of people, I felt invisible. Everyone walked quickly, eyes fixed on their phones, not even glancing at the person beside them. No smiles, no greetings, just silence between strangers. Some days, I longed to hear my mother's voice calling me for dinner. I missed the warm smell of spices in our kitchen, the sound of my father's gentle advice, and my younger brother's silly laughter. One winter night, I sat by the window of my room watching the cars pass below. The streets were alive, but I felt completely still. In that moment, I realized something painful. You can be surrounded by millions of people and still feel utterly alone. Culture shock added another layer of struggle. At home, I grew up dressing modestly and following traditions. In New York, life was different. People spoke freely about topics that were never discussed in my hometown. Their lifestyles were fast, independent, and bold. Sometimes, I felt as though I didn't belong anywhere. One day in class, my professor asked us to share our opinions. I spoke softly, carefully choosing my words. Afterward, a girl came up to me and said, "You need to speak louder, be more confident." This is America. I smiled politely, but inside I thought to myself, confidence isn't always about being loud. It's about being true to yourself. The hardest days came when winter deepened. The wind cut through my coat like knives. My fingers froze even inside gloves. One morning, I woke up shivering with fever, my throat burning, my body aching. I knew I needed to see a doctor, but when I checked the fee, my heart sank. Without insurance, the cost was more than an entire week's salary from my cafe job. I stayed in bed, wrapped in blankets, sipping tea, and eating instant noodles for 3 days, waiting for my body to heal on its own. That was the day I truly understood that America, for all its beauty, also carried harsh realities. But not everything was painful. Slowly, I began to see the other side, the lessons hidden in the struggle. America was teaching me how to be independent, how to manage money, how to fight through difficulties without depending on anyone else. It showed me the value of resilience, the importance of respecting people from different cultures, and the strength of surviving when life feels heavy. One Sunday morning, when the fever had finally left me, I walked through Central Park. The trees were bare, the winter air sharp, but the park was alive with laughter. Children played in the distance, couples walked hand in hand, and friends laughed together. I sat on a wooden bench, closed my eyes and thought about everything I had been through. I had come here chasing a dream, expecting paradise. Instead, I found reality, and reality, I realized, is never perfect. There will always be light and darkness, joy and pain, hope and struggle. Happiness does not come from the place you live, but from the way you choose to live. When my friends back home ask me, "Elena, is America as perfect as we imagine?" I smile and answer, "America is like any other place. It has beauty and it has shadows. The dream is real, but so is the struggle." I tell them not to expect magic if they come here. Expect challenges. Expect hard work. Expect to be tested in ways you never imagined. But if you are patient, strong, and open-hearted, you will carve your place. The real dream is not about reaching a particular country or city. The real dream is learning how to stand tall in any situation, to carry courage inside you, and to keep hope alive no matter where you are. My name is Elena. I came to America with stars in my eyes. I found beauty, but I also found pain. And through that journey, I discovered something greater than paradise. I discovered strength. I discovered resilience. And most of all, I discovered that home is not always a place. It is the courage and the heart you carry within you.